family members that we had met before, those we had. But we're all one family.
That's right.
One God, one Savior. And none of us, and I want you to get this just as I put it out here, none of us are perfect right now. But we're striving to get there.
Yeah.
We're working toward finish. And where we meet Jesus in peace.
All right. All right.
Now I want you to know this. The subject this morning, living life in reverse.
All right.
Now, you'll get this in a minute, but I want you to just take it as it is right now. Living life in reverse. I'm going to start the scripture portion from 2 Timothy, 4th chapter, 3rd, 4th, and 5th verses. 2 Timothy, 4th chapter, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Preach the word. Excuse me a second. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fable. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions through the work of an evangelist, and make full proof of thy ministry.
Yeah.
A time will come, and a time now is, where people would rather hear a lie than the truth. People will call unto themselves preachers, teachers, evangelists, to tell them the lies that they want to hear. They will pay for lies when you can't give them the truth. We live in a world that is today where I can find anything I want on the internet, in a computer, or just walking down the street. Any lie I want to hear, I'll find it. And I'll find somebody who believes it. Somebody to tell it. And if I tell it, I'll find somebody to believe it. Because there are people, including church folks, who would rather hear the lie of the world than the truth of salvation. Y'all didn't hear it. They would rather hear the lie of the word than the truth of salvation. People would rather know, or would rather think, that no matter what they do, they're going to be all right. That after this life is over, there's nothing left. They don't have to worry about meeting a God in peace. All they have to do is live. It's my life. As long as I don't bother you, then you shouldn't bother me. God didn't put us down here not to bother people.
All right.
God put us here for a reason. We are to be the Christ that people see. If knowing all that you do now, and I know all this, I've read the back of the book, I know we win. So if knowing that we win, if I knowing that Christ is going to conquer this world and come back for a church without spot or wrinkle, he's coming back for his people. Knowing that, wouldn't you want to live a life that's pleasing unto him? The world doesn't see it that way. I'm going to tell you like well, the truth is no. I told my mom, I'm going to do all I can while I can. Then when I get old enough, too old to do stuff, then I'll get to be a Christian. I wanted to go out there and do everything that I could do while I could do it. Then when I was old or too old to do what I wanted to do, then I would give my life to the Lord. I thought that was a good idea. Mama didn't think so. Mama kept dragging us or taking us to church because she said, you need to know about God. And I thank God for Mama. Mama's gone. But you need to know about, if there are things in this world, if there are people in this world who have your goodness, your mercy at mine, they are hard to find. We are living in reverse. You would think when Jesus Christ came here, when he was born in this world, he'd be born in a palace. He'd be born in a mansion. Or even an inn. He was born in a manger. He was born in a manger. You might as well say he was born in a crib. Y'all country folks would know what that is. City folks probably don't know. But he was born in a manger. You would think that the church leadership would be hailing his coming.
Yeah.
They would be triumphant. Our King is born.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ is born. But no, they were the ones that set out to kill him, to destroy him, the leaders of the church. They, not the kings of this world, not the rulers of the world back then. The church set out. Things are in reverse. Have you ever tried to drive in reverse? No, my dad was good. He could drive in reverse fast as he wanted to. I tried that one time. Always, just say I got it out to get you eventually. But if you're living a life in reverse, then it's hard enough trying to get from one place to the other. But let me tell you what God is doing. God is taking his son Jesus. He's allowed Jesus to come down here and take on your sins and mine. Not only that, but he allowed Jesus to lead us and guide us. Yes. Because we're his people. We've been adopted into his family. We were adopted in. You know the thing about adoptions? Children that are born to you, they're yours. I don't care what they do. I don't care how they act. They're yours. If you adopt a child, that's somebody you want. There's some people have children they don't want. But if you adopt a child, you love that child so much that you decide that I want to make that child not only a friend, I want to make that child part of my family. Closer than everybody else, the community out there. I want to bring them in. I want them to teach them about all the inner workings of my family. I want them to benefit from everything I have to offer. That's what Jesus Christ did for us.
Yes.
He adopted us in.
Yes.
He knew about
Thank you, Lord.
all that stuff we won't tell mama. All that stuff we try to hide from pastor. He knew about it.
Yes.
And still adopted us in.
All right.
We're going to go to 1 Peter, 4th chapter, 16 through 19. Read it. Yet if a man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God on this behalf.
Yes. For
the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God.
All right.
Y'all got that, right?
Yes.
Judgment must begin at the house of God. And it must first begin at us. For what shall the end of them that obey not the gospel, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their soul to him in well-doing as unto a faithful creator. It first has to start in the house. It first has to start. Just like when God said, a man that don't take care of his own house is less than the infidel. The judgment of the house of the world has to start here. Because we are his chosen people. And if we aren't doing the work, I'm not going to say we. If so-called Christians, and Christian is supposed to be Christ-like. And if you're out here telling the world that you're a Christian, and you're doing what the world is doing, judgment is going to start in here.
All right.
We are going to be the first to be judged. We are going to be the ones that the world go, oh, he did that to him. Pastor, I thought Pastor was. Listen, every soul that the pastor, I'm going to start up here with me. Every soul that the pastor pushes away from the church, pushes away from Christ, is going to be required to pastor.
That's right.
Every lie that's told to somebody out there, every time somebody comes in and says, oh, you can't, ain't nothing you can do for this church. You ain't got no job, you don't work, ain't nothing you can do. You just be a burden on the church. We looking for working folks. We looking for people who are going to be substantial and put a little money in the congregation. We just don't have anybody. We ain't that kind of church. You need to go down there to them folks across the road or wherever where they take care of anybody. Christ took me. Y'all don't know what kind of sinner I was. And I ain't going to tell you because he ain't told me don't tell you. But I was far from perfect. I know that surprises a lot of y'all.
Not me, I
I was far from perfect. But there was a time in my life where I didn't know what I needed. There was a loss. I lost a loved one. And I'd heard about Christ. Not only from my family, but my wife's father was a preacher. Somebody I tried to avoid as much as I could. Her mother, strongly religious. Me, good at acting like it. But when I lost Sister Melody, somebody like a sister, it hurt me so bad. I looked around and I remember years in my life, this is the pastor saying this, I didn't go to church. From the time I was in high school and I could tell my mom and make her believe that I was working on Sunday when I really wasn't, I didn't go to church because I saw the people in church and what they were doing. They were doing the same thing I was doing. They just going to church once a week. So why would I go? And I said, you know, what the church supposed to do? That's what some of them were doing. So for years in my life, probably about 10, 15 years of my life, I didn't go to nobody. I went to a funeral every now and then when I had to. I knew when I was a young man and I heard the L.B. Thomas from Cecil Baptist Church saying if you sin, you're going to hell. I knew I was going to hell. So why should I go in there and let another man tell me I'm going to hell when I already knew it? Didn't know that was the way out. I didn't know that because I couldn't clean myself up. See, our problem is we have people out here on the street, people out here doing things that think that they got to clean themselves up before they come to church. I got to wear good clothes, I got to stop stealing, I got to quit drinking, I got to do all this stuff before I can be accepted in the church. That's a lie from the pits of hell. You can't clean yourself up. I couldn't clean myself up. God has to do that. You first give your life to God. Tell him all the things that he already knows about you. Tell him that you're lying. Tell him that you drink. Tell him that you do all this stuff. Open up your heart and say, Lord, come in. Allow him to come in and make changes in your life. Allow him to see you at your weakest. Because when you can't, he can't. We live in our life and we're trying to get there by driving down. Can't see, but we're trying to get there. And then some of us aren't even trying to get there. We're trying to block everybody else going. I just get in his way. If I can't make it, I don't want you to make it either. Living in reverse. You know, we see what's going on in this world. And we see how the world accepts everything that's going on. The lying, the cheating. Oh, it's all right for you to live with somebody when you ain't married. It's all right for you to do it as long as y'all love one another. The Bible never said that. The Bible never said that. They call adultery adultery. I don't care if you love them or not. It is what the word says it is. There ain't no place in there, Jesus said, but because you love me, go ahead and sin. Didn't say it. If you out there and sin, you got to admit it, tell the Lord, ask for forgiveness, and get back up and back in line. See, some of us think that, since I'm the pastor, I can call the sister over here and we can meet over here and we can do some things, or, you know, I'm the pastor, I can get rid of that. No, I don't say that. Don't you believe it? We have people out here who put themselves up above everybody else, who think that they can get away with things that Christ never said they could. Oh, well, you know, I'll just ask for forgiveness once it's over, and you know, that's it. None of us are perfect. You're right. We all could be striving to get there.
Amen.
When you're laid out before the altar, in all your glory, you probably won't be perfect. There ain't nothing you got to worry about. But you got to get there. You got to get there. We don't know when. We don't know what day our soul is going to be required.
Yeah.
Driving back home this afternoon, my soul may be required.
Yeah.
God is not going to stop. Cecil, did you get everything right before? Well, Lord, there was one person I need to ask for forgiveness from. Well, go ahead, I give you 20 minutes to do that. Don't work like that. Don't work like that. When your time is over, it's over. Everything that you need to get out, you need to get out now. Today is your day. If you need to quit lying, you ask God right now, Lord, I need to quit lying. You need to quit drinking, Lord. You know what's in there. I need you to get it out. I don't want to live like this. See, I was good at making folks think I was good. I wasn't good, but I was good at making people think I was good. That's a lot of what we are today. As long as I can look good and act good between 10:30 on Sunday and 12:15, depending on how long-winded the pastor is, I'm good. They don't know what's going on. They ain't going on with me. They don't know. God knows. Instead of trying to help somebody else out, we're trying to get out. I'm trying to get out of church, so before the figure it out, before God gives whispers in somebody's ear, prophet, you need to tell him he needs to be saved. He's already told us you need to tell him. See, God will call you out. Yeah. Y'all just got no idea. God will call you out. He will send somebody to you to tell you what nobody else knows. He will send somebody to you to let you know you ain't hiding from nobody. That while you trying to live this life in reverse, God got everything in forward position. Going straight the way he wants to go. You need to know this, and I'm not going to use that other passage I got for the word. But God brought you here for a reason. God brought me here for a reason. We have an obligation to be Christ-like. If you're going to call yourself a Christian, you have to be Christ-like. Otherwise, you can call yourself Buddhist or whatever else you want to call yourself. Confucius, maybe I don't know. But if you're going to be Christ-like, you have to be like Christ. You have to love people. And by loving people, you put yourself aside for somebody else. You know how this world has plenty of heroes? A hero is somebody who, people think that a hero doesn't get afraid, they don't have any, they just do things. Because I'm going to run into this burning building and pull out this woman, and, you know, because that's what I did. No, they're afraid, but they do it anyway. Sometimes God calls on you to be a hero. Somebody needs to hear a word of God. Well, I can't do that. I can't talk to my mama. I can't talk to Deacon over there. I sure can't talk to the man. Tell him he needs to be saved. You need to be a hero. If he needs to be saved, and God put you out here in this field of faith to tell somebody, you need to tell him. Because if you don't tell him, God always has a ram in the bush. He'll have somebody who will tell him. But what happened to you? You fell from where you were to the muck and the mire. Now you got to get up. God gives us all talents. Yes. Singing is not one of my talents. They tell you that I can't sing. I can, they just don't like to hear. I think I sound good. God gives us all talents, things that we can do and things we do. A lot of us have things that we can do, but we want to do something else. Lord, I don't want to preach. I want to be a songstress. I want to sing in the Metropolitan Opera. I want to. Well, God didn't call you to do that. You may be able to do it, but God didn't call you to do it. Some people can preach. They don't want to preach. They want to teach. You may be able to do that, but God didn't call you to do that. We're living in reverse. We have our eyes set on one thing. We're going toward that one thing. And God's trying to send you this way. I'm coming, Lord. I'm getting there. What? We're living life in reverse. Seek God. Yes. Seek God first. Yes. Ask God. You know, I asked God one time what he wanted me to do. He told me I act like I didn't need him. I didn't want to preach. I thought he was going to ask him to be a deacon or something like that. I did not want to preach. So I didn't preach for years until God got through. God moved. Oh, yeah. He will put you in a position where you understand God is in control. Whipping with many stripes. God will put you in a position where, yes, Lord, whatever you say, Lord. Speak, Lord. When you speak out, we open ourselves up when we come into this world. When we come into this life, we say, God, I'm a sinner. I recognize you as my Lord and Savior. You died on the cross. Was raised up the third day. Was seated at the right hand of the Father. Just for me. I give you my heart. Yes. When we do that, we open ourselves up. When you give God your life, you can't add these buts. But Lord, I don't want to. You know, if there's any way around it, send them, not me. You can't do that. God will make a way if you let him. That's right. Things come upon us when we start trying to barter. We start trying to trade. Lord, I'll go see such and such if you have such and such. God doesn't need that. God needs somebody who will do what he asks him to do. And I've got to do it. The thing about me is, I'm going to tell you when I have problems with stuff. God knows when I have problems with stuff, because I tell him to, Lord, if there's any way around it, send somebody else. And then when he said, you go, you have to put your eyes down. Yes, Lord. We all have our things that we don't want to do. Pastor's not perfect, he's still not perfect, but he's striving every day. And we're getting a little bit better every day. Every day. Except in traffic, I hate the people. Road races. Lord, you know I already talking to you about it. These people that keep cutting me off, and you know we're working on it. We all have issues. Don't think that you're the only one with an issue.
That's right.
God knows what's going on with you. It's like you have to tell him. It is good to tell my kids all the time. My child. Everything in this house is ours. But if I bring a Coca-Cola and put it in the refrigerator, don't you touch it. You can ask me for it. Don't you go in there and drink that last Coca-Cola when you know it's not. God is just like that. He knows what you want, but he wants you to ask. He wants you to talk to him. God is a father. And just like if you had an opportunity, I don't have that opportunity. Just like if you had an opportunity to touch your father. He would want